Is it only Nigeria that has moved to the UK of recently? There is too much wahala, guys. Too much wahala of African marriages breaking abroad. You hear, she tore his passport at the airport. She left the man alone with the children. He left his wife with kids. He's preying on young girls, young boys. Too much wahala. Is it only Nigeria that has moved to the UK of recently? Of course not. But it's just too much of you hear Nigerian this, Nigeria that, Nigeria that. It's too much, guys. Too much marriage problem, marriage breakers, marriage this, marriage that. Of course, there are many African that has moved to the Western world, not only to the UK, to the Western world. But then when you see the poll, they are on top. Nigeria this, Nigeria that, Nigeria. Guys, it's just too much. Are they the only African that are married? Why? Every day, everywhere, especially in the Western world, in Canada, in Australia, in Germany, everywhere you hear Nigeria that, Nigeria this. Are you guys not listening to your name? Are you not hearing your names everywhere? Are you not concerned? It's just becoming too much. This marriage. If you think I'm lying, check at the poll. Look at everywhere. All these marriage problems, you hear Nigeria this, Nigeria family did that, Nigeria family that, Nigeria family this, Nigeria marriage that, Nigeria. Hey, guys, come on, calm down. You know, before you move, especially the recent that has just moved, before you move to the UK or to the Western world of recently, there were already other Nigerians living as well. But they were not having all these caviar, all these wahala, all this going on. I would never even hear that, Nigeria that, Nigeria married this, Nigeria. I never heard, apart from all I knew that Nigeria men cheats a lot. But you never hear this wahala of this Nigeria that, Nigeria this, Nigeria this, Nigeria that, Nigeria did that. It's becoming too much, guys. It's a shaming. That's why I've decided to come and talk about it. It's just a shaming because we are all African. And when you do one African do one thing, every African is involved. And we have to talk to our fellow Africans. If we see them, someone is doing something, we have to talk, we have to point their, we have to point something, point their eyes and tell them what you're doing is wrong. It's just too much, guys. It's a shaming. You need to stop this. You guys, you know already, we African, we have very bad names when it comes to the Western world. We African have bad names, even though we are good, but of course, because first of all, of our colors alone, people don't like. I don't know, might be black, people don't like black. They don't like our color. Even though we are the best, sometimes they put us down. But then all we should do, we should prove them, show them that no, we are okay. But then not again to even though we want to defend ourselves, want to say, oh no, we are okay, we are good. But then if you come and do all these things openly, even the police, they are tired. They are tired of all these marriage problem, marriage breakdown, marriage walala, marriage whatever. They are tired. They say names are the best thing. You need to keep your name. If you don't keep your name, it's not good. We are already trying. We African, we black, we have been trying so much to keep our name. But then now you come and even make it worse. What is it? You've lived in Africa happily. You had a very good marriage. So what is it? What is it that is when you come here now, you all of a sudden now the marriage is breaking? What is it? Were you pretending at home when you were in Africa? Were you pretending? Was this marriage not okay? And if you knew this marriage was okay, for example, if you're a man or you see that this woman can easily be deceived, can easily be, someone can easily play with her head, can easily play with her mind. Why do you still bring her here? And you lady, if you see that this man of yours is abusive, he cheats, he does this and that, why do you still bring him here? You should know that once he comes here, it's gonna change. It's gonna even get worse. So why do you still bring them here? These are just common things that you should ask yourself before you bring somebody. Trouble with them. That's why I always say, before you come abroad, before you go anywhere, first do research. Do research. First of all, Nigeria, you already have bad names. When I first came to this country, I was told never to date a Nigeria. Why? Because they say they are liar, they are corrupt, they are thieves, they are everything. That was the first thing. In fact, all these things I was told never to date a Nigerian man. Never even to make them like your friend, because they can go to any length to steal from you. They can go to any length to even steal your name, to steal your identity. That kind of thing. You see what I'm talking about, name. When I first landed in the UK, that's what I was told. And everywhere, even what I'm saying, that even most of you Nigerians, you know what they say about you. I know I'm not the first one you're hearing this from me, but you hear all this a lot. Your names are already bad everywhere. And even yourself, some of you even have been talking about this thing openly when you go to the airport. The moment they hear you're a Nigerian, someone get concerned. Why? So now you have already bad names in corrupt, thief, liars, whatever. Now again in marriages? What else have Nigeria got? What else? What is it that you're good at? Okay, I know Nigeria men cheat a lot. I know Nigeria men cheat a lot. This is a one thing that everyone knows. But I also know a good thing about Nigerian men is that they are very romantic. When a Nigerian man gets a woman that he loves, he's going to spoil that woman. He's going, when you, for example, when a lady when you want to enter a car like this, he will open for you the door. Enter in, out, and then he will give you lots of money if he has money. If you get the one that has money, he will get you lots. He will take you to places that you've never been. He will treat you so well. That's the good thing I know about when it comes to Nigerian. And then another thing good about Nigerian men is they love their children. Yes, I love that about Nigerian men. They love their children. You will never joke with Nigerian children. When they have a child with you, they love their children. They will even take care of them. That's another good thing I know about Nigeria. So isn't that good to hear when someone talk about that, about Nigeria? Isn't that a good name? And another thing I know, Nigeria, they love studies. They are the most educated African people. They are the most educated one. And they are hardworking. They compete. When it comes to, they work so hard. That's another good thing about Nigeria. You work so hard. It's like when the neighbors build this house, I must build. When this neighbor has this car, I must have that car. Yes, I love Nigeria about that. But also Nigeria has got bad names everywhere. When it comes like, corruption. Yes, all African country, there's talk about corruption. Yes. But then when you come to the Western world, the name of Nigeria is just too much. All type of thing. So now, again, marriages, especially those who have just come to say marriages problem is just becoming too much. Like of recently, one man who just died in front of his children. Simply because what? His wife has left him with children. This man who comes like on a student visa decided to bring his partner, his wife, so that because when you're on a student visa, your partner, when they come here, they're free to work full time. So he decided to do that, which the woman should be very happy about it. I don't know what happened really in their relationship. Okay, well, African men are not trusted. Yeah. So I don't know what the man has done that made this woman to leave this man plus his children. But also when you look at this, if you were also a good woman, however much bad this man is, okay, if he beats you, if he does a lot of bad things, yes, in abusive relationship, you can't stay in that abusive relationship. It's okay for you to leave him. But you could never leave a man with the children. If you love your man or you love your children, this man is, as when you're a student, you only work 20 hours. He has to go to work and then he has to study as well. If you were really a good woman, this woman, if you're listening, if you were really a good woman, you could never leave your children with your man to take care of your children. Don't you love your children? You could go with your children. You don't leave this man with your children. First of all, he was a good man. He brought you over. Even though he has done, sometime when somebody give you bread and butter, no matter what they have done, you need to think about that. Because if he has left all these women in Nigeria but decided to pick you and bring you here, no matter wrong he has, if he abused you, yes, you left is good, but why leave the children? And now see what has happened. The man died in front of children. What kind of life do you think your children are going to live with? Witnessing that. They're going to live in a nightmare. It's going to be tormenting them for the rest of their life. Knowing that our mothers left us and our dad was struggling and now he died. Why? It's just too much. Are you not concerned about your name? Should your name be spoiling everything? Look, a good name is a very good thing. For example, let me give you an example. Say a young girl is growing up. When you're growing up, in your area, you need to be a good girl. You try to be a good girl so that when any man comes to ask your hand in marriage, they are first going to ask around the neighbors and and friends and everywhere. Once you get a man that want to marry you, when he ask about you, how you are behaving, then they can marry you. But if you go around in the neighborhood sleeping with every single man or abusing people, not respecting the elder in the village, not respecting anyone, which man will marry you? No man will marry you. It's the same thing here. You need to learn to keep your names. I'm not like saying that not other African have bad names. You know already your names. I'm talking about your names. You already know about, yourself, how people talk about Nigerians. Like the thing I said before. So should it be bad in everything? Not even in one good in one thing? Now marriages again. Yes, every marriage is like, but this is becoming too much. It's a shaming. You see someone just like becoming even mental. You see someone screaming on the street. You see someone tearing their husband passport. You see like somebody, you just moved to the country and then you start dating young girls. You start like, what is all that? The wahala is too much. You need to stop. It's a shaming. It's a shaming all of us. Yes. If you look around, which other African country do you see their names so much? Is it not mostly Nigerians? It's too too much, guys. You need to, like, picking on you. But they say facts are bitter. But then sometimes you have to talk the fact so that maybe you can stop and say, maybe we need to start, doing this A, B, C, and Y. Yes, I love you guys so much. That's why I'm just trying to say, like, you need to change. What is causing all this wahala in marriages? Yes, I know Nigerian men cheat. Yes, Nigerian men can cheat, guys. They cheat. Nigerian men, you cheat. They cheat a lot. I don't think there's any, I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think there's any Nigerian men out there who doesn't cheat. All Nigerian men cheat, and they will not only cheat with one woman, at least 1 or 2 or 3. So now my question is, do Nigerian women also cheat? That is my question. So far I've met so many Nigerian women, but I've never seen them who cheat. They really don't. So maybe I don't know. Do Nigerian women also cheat? Can someone please answer me down there? Because I know Nigerian men cheat a lot. I've seen them with friends and everywhere. They cheat. And like even one time even like approached me and then said he was interested in me. I'm like, okay, are you single? I asked him. He said, okay, one Nigerian was trying to tell me the truth. He said, okay, I'll tell you the truth. Yes, I have a woman back home. I'm like, so you have a woman back home and you want to cheat on her? Said, but sister, I live here and I've tried to bring her, with the UK thing, they have been trying to bring her, but it has not been easy to bring her. And I'm now tired of living alone. So I'm like, so when now, if I decide to go out with you, are you going to tell her that, okay, what I'll do is like, maybe I can marry you and also I can marry her. I'm like, hey, are you for real? Me, Lucy, to share a man. Hey, no, I don't share no man. I'm like, are you for real? So now this poor woman is there waiting for you and for you here and you just want to cheat on her. I say, look, man, your woman is there waiting for you to also wait for her. Don't cheat on her. And I can never love any man who is already into another woman. It's like, you see me also with being sincere. I shouldn't have told you. If I had not told you, maybe you could have followed me. In my heart, I'm like, I was one never to love a Nigerian. The moment you step in the country, they just tell you never to date them. So some people, if you just like stay with that, you try to avoid all Nigerian now. Yes, I know not all Nigerian like that, but then you will be one the moment you step into UK. I don't know about other country. If you're in other country and I've told you that, please comment down here. But me, when I step into this country, that's the first thing I was told. Yes. So the poor woman will be waiting for him there, and for him is here cheating. So could it be that the Nigerian men are the one causing all this curfew? Or could it be like the women? Yes, I know about African women. When we are in Africa there, yes, men can do anything to you and really nobody come for your rescue. And then when you come here abroad, you find this freedom where that women are a bit protected. It's really not, for me, all I still say is it's not about even women being protected. It's about the UK government saying, if you're in a relationship, you should all be happy. You should all live equally, which it should be everywhere, even in Africa. I've talked about this thing before. If you haven't watched, guys, go and watch. I talk about why there are so many single women in the UK. Yeah, check in my video here. I've talked about why there are so many single women in the UK. So could it be that when women comes abroad, because now they have that freedom of expressing their feeling, and then they overtake it, they overdo it. But all I know is when a man treats a woman well, a woman cannot behave bad. All women want is you treat them well. When you treat a woman well, there's no way she's gonna leave you. Unless it's this kind of women who are after something else, who are like after money, who have big eyes, they like of a material thing. Maybe then she meet a man with a upper hand. Yes, maybe. But all I know, if you treat a woman well, there's no way she's gonna leave you, especially when she has children with you already. So me, I know I'm not only maybe supporting women, but I know in any marriage problem, normally it's the men that start all these things. Maybe one by cheating, another one by being so controlling, another one maybe be being so stingy, and so forth. So my advice, if you're like a woman and you had problem back home and now you've come here, you got this freedom, please don't overuse this freedom if you want to keep your marriage. Because let me tell you, if you leave your good man, there are no good men in this country. The men in this country are spoiled. They are used to variety. They are used to going here, there, and there. They would have put that thing that they have everywhere, in every pot. So if you have a good man, please keep that man. You have a man that can. And also men, you have to learn to adjust. When you come to this country, learn to adjust. If you used not to cook back home, here you have to cook. You have to help. Because imagine, you all come here, you all go to work. When a woman go to work, she's come back, she's also tired. Your boss going to work. It's not like back home where like mostly like the man is the head of the house. The man does everything. It's not here. In the UK, you share things. So you both work and all you have to do is sit down and talk about who is gonna do this, who is gonna do that, who is gonna do what. Sit down. If it is financial that's bringing you problem, sit down and talk about your finance. Like one man I work with, he one time told me like, you see, look, for me, Lucy, me and my wife, we sat down and we say my wife money will be using it. I think no, each one of us money will be using for our daily rent, everything and whatever. And then the other one money, we are going to save it. You see, you sit down and talk about this kind of thing, but not like now you start competing who should buy food in there, who should pay rent, who should, because I want to do something home. This is your home. Before you start thinking about home or whatever outside your home, this is your home. Sit down with your husband, your wife, and decide what each one is gonna do. And then from there you can say, okay, the remaining now you're free to use whatever you want. You want to help your family, you want to do whatever, it's up to you. Sit down and talk. Communication is very good in any relationship. Let me tell you, in any relationship, if you don't communicate, that relationship is not gonna last. Yes, Nigerian men, all I can tell you, stop cheating. If you have a good wife, please keep them. Yes, Nigerian men cheat a lot. I've seen like many. For example, one time I even went to my friend's house, and then I was surprised to see her Nigerian man was there, because this is man I know that is married. So I asked my friend, why is he here? What she said, I said, so what does he tell his wife when he's with you here? She said, oh, she will tell them the wife that is working at night. Can you imagine? He will lie to the wife that is going to work at night when he's with another woman. And I think also another problem that is bringing all this marriage problem now, maybe back home he used to only like care about you, but sometimes when he comes here and they're cheating, now it's like he's serving two homes. Like for example, in this case of my friend, that means he has to also support my friend and he also have to support his wife. And then I wonder how, with this money in the UK, how do you manage that? So this could be the reason, but you guys, you need to learn to work around. My advice to all Nigerians, please stop this wahala. It's a shaming. It's too much. It's just too much. And my question is, you guys who have come recently, you are the one like becoming too much, because like there were many. If you look around, I think the first African that might be really moved to the Western world, I'm sure mostly, I need to do research about that. I'm sure mostly came more like Nigeria have been to the Western world many years. So didn't you hear about the marriage here? Didn't you hear about how the marriage here is? Didn't you hear? But even this Nigeria who have been here a long time, they don't have too much wahala like of the recent one. So also before you move abroad, didn't you do some research, to find out, like, let me tell you, I want to advise Nigeria men or any African men. Let me tell you, when you move to the Western world, you need to be very careful with some of these women you date, because if you're not careful, some of them are gonna bring you problem. Because some of them they look like maybe over 18 when they are not 18. They can even lie to you that they are 18 when they are not, and this alone might land you into jail for the rest of your life. The girls here, you don't just like young one, you don't just go and like doing it like you can just date them or sleep with them anyhow. There are rules here that protect them a lot, so you need to be very careful. I want to advise the women as well. Listen, women, when you come here, yes, I don't know what goes in your marriage, yes. But yes, if the man is abusing you, no, nobody support that. If he's doing bad thing to you, is controlling you, he does not want you to do certain things, doesn't want you to go to study, does not want you to work, that is not good. But if he's good and is supporting you when it comes to house chore, when it comes to looking after the children, whatever, please keep your man. And also when you learn of this new thing, where you have voice here, please don't let that mislead you, and then you start to like, okay, now I have the power, I can do anything, anything. Please keep your man. If he's cheating, that's understandable. Still, talk to him. Because if you're deciding that you're gonna leave your man simply because you're gonna get another man, there are no good men in this country. That's why there are so many single women in this country. So if you you're a kind of a married material, you want to keep your man. If he's good, please keep him. And then I want to talk to those sponsorship, those agencies that bring the African migrant abroad. Please, before you bring all these African to abroad, please can you at least try and teach them Teach them the way of the Western world. Teach them the way about the dating, about marriages. Teach them about childcare. Teach them about money. Teach them about everything before they come here. Please, can you teach them? And lastly, I want to also talk to the pastors. Especially, I know Nigeria, they pray a lot. So if you are new to the country, try to locate which church you can go to. And while you are in that church, try to ask for help. If you're having childcare a problem, talk to the church, talk to your pastor, talk to these people that have been here. They will advise you. Some of them can even volunteer to help, because some of them might be some elder women who are just at home doing nothing. They can even volunteer to help your children, to look after your children. Talk to your pastor. Don't just sit there. If you have marriage problem, talk to your pastor. Let them bring you all together, talk to you guys about it than losing your family. So guys, if you're new here, if this is your first time, please guys, like, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please, if you find this thing resonate with you, whatever I've talked about here resonate with you, please guys, can you subscribe? Can you like? Can you share? So that we stop all this wahala happening. This wahala is not only happening in UK, it's happening everywhere in the Western world. Yes, there are so many African marriages that break, like I said before, in the UK. That not only in the UK now, it's everywhere. When you look it's everywhere. But when you look at the poll, you see that Nigeria come top. That's why I'm decided to talk about this thing. Maybe somebody out there who have sense will change. If it's cheating too much, it will stop cheating. If the woman is becoming a bit too much unruling, maybe she will calm down. So guys, share this. Let this reach everybody. Please guys, let's try and make African name good. Let's stop spoiling African. We already have a bad name already everywhere. Even though we don't have bad name, we already hated everywhere. So let's not add some more salt into the way Africans are. We African, we are bright, beautiful people. We have everything that even the white have. But we shouldn't ruin it by spoiling our name, by making it even worse. Okay guys, thank you so much. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for supporting me. For all those who have been supporting me all the time, guys, thank you. I respect you. And for all the newcomer guys, you are welcome. Please leave your comment down here. Let's teach. If you have any comment to advise others, leave your comment down here. If you experience this kind of thing, please leave your comment down here. Any advice, please guys, welcome. Let's help and teach each other. Let's try to make our name good. Our name is already bad. Let's make it better. Africa is now growing. Let's keep the Africa growing. Let it develop well. Okay, thank you guys, love you, and I wish you a very best weekend. Thank you.